Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Rukari coming to you from Microsoft Studios. I've brought with me Paul, who is a lead game designer on Powerstar Golf. We're going to show you guys some tips and tricks on using Kirby, who is one of the caddies in Powerstar Golf, using his abilities to really help boost your scores in Powerstar Golf. So I'm going to let the expert take it over, and he's going to show you what he's got.
Hey, what we have here is Kirby. He's super useful for finding out where your shot's going to go, because it's pretty hard sometimes when you're dealing with elevation and wind changes. I have a few perks on there as well, which is nice. So here we are. We got a par 3, and we're going to make a shot. Looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like it's going to work out pretty well. But if I had planned for the elevation a little bit better, or the wind, I could have got up on the green, but I didn't quite have that right. So the idea is to use Kirby to solve for that ahead of time. So that's what we're going to do right now. So here's another shot. It's a tricky shot with this dog leg on this particular hole, and I want to get set up for the next approach shot. So what I'm going to do is use Kirby, and Kirby's going to show me exactly where it's going to go based on the wind at the time that I activated his ability, based on the elevation change, and also based on the geometry of the land itself. So whatever bounces it'll make and whatever spin I have on the ball, all of that's taken into consideration. So here's a nice shot. And it's going to land basically, where I expected it to land. So
long as you hit your markers.
So as long as you hit markers. In that case, it was pretty close. So that sets me up really well for the next shot. So in this case, it's another par 3. Tons of bunkers. It's really a tough one because of the elevation change, and there's a lot of wind. You can see it's like 13, 14 from the side. And the slope of the green and stuff is all part of this as well. So setting it up, the shot initially, it looks like it might be a good place to shoot, but I'm not completely sure. So again, this is a great time to use Kirby and just validate that I have a good shot or not, and then I can make adjustments. So when you look at this, it's like super close to the pin. So if I hit it perfectly, that is where the ball will go. It's exactly where it will go. So now attempting to do that, we'll see what happens. So a little too much power and a little bit off on the accuracy. And although I said it's a little bit too much, you can see it's a big difference in where it would have gone if it were perfect. So now here's our last one we're going to try. And this is showing that the elevation change wasn't considered at all, really, or the wind, because the wind is blowing against us. And that would have been a pretty bad shot. I mean, I had to shoot up off of the fairway onto the green if that's where the ball had landed. So by taking that into consideration, re-aiming the shot, adjusting the spin on the ball, which just happened there, take another shot and see if we could do better than what we would have done last one. And in this case, it worked out pretty well. I could have used his ability again because there was another option to do that and validated it, but it worked out really well.
All right, so we've got it. You found out what to do with Kirby. Paul, if you had to tell people, what things should they remember when using Kirby's ability?
Number one is going to show you what the wind does, what the elevation does, what the terrain itself does. And most important is to remember what the wind was doing when you activated it so that you can take a shot with the same exact wind or it won't go where you thought it was.
Sounds good. You guys got the tips. You heard it from the man yourself. Get out there, pick up Powerstar Golf, and get to playing. Thanks so much, guys.